everybody, this is Miko again, coming back for my 28-day live stream challenge that I'm self-imposed on myself to go live for 28 days in the month of February 2019. So today I'm going to talk about how to finally overcome fear. I wrote this book I spoke about in my first broadcast, and it's entitled How a Potion Stamp Saved My Life, 21 Powerful Tips to Defeat Depression, Skyrocket Your Self-Confidence, and Achieve Your Goals. So I wrote this book because of what happened to me and my mom losing her life to colon and liver cancer, and how I went into a very, very deep depression after that. So I had to find some type of way to turn my life around, and actually the Potion Stamp really helped me to do that. So in this book, I talk about 21 topics that will help you to overcome different things in your life. And today we're going to talk about fear. And the reason why I like the Potion Stamp is because the Potion Stamp, you buy it, but it travels to wherever your destination is, and it leaves its family, and it goes to wherever you are sending it. So it never gives up. It's never fearful that it's going to reach its destination. It always believes that it's going to get there, and it always does. And so I thought about the Potion Stamp as a way of overcoming fear, and just feeling the fear and doing it anyway. And one of the things that's really important is that when we're born, we don't have any fears. Like all the fears that we get in life, they're learned behavior. It's developed. So obviously, if it's something that we learn, it's obviously something that we can unlearn. So many times we, as a result of our childhoods, we feel that we are inadequate. We feel that we're weak. We hold ourselves back as adults. We self-sabotage. And sometimes we quit even before we even get started. But basically, if we change our beliefs about ourselves, then we actually do change our lives. And one way to overcome fear is one of my online mentors that I really, really admire is Brendon Burchard, and he talks about different ways to overcome fear. And one way is to define your fear. Like, what exactly are you fearful of? And even though, we face new situations in life, we may be afraid, but really, if we dig down deeper, we can find out what that fear really is. The second thing we can do is to accept the challenges that fear presents. Because maybe sometimes your fear of doing something, but actually it's a challenge that you can try to overcome, and it'll make you a better person. At least that's exactly what happened to me in my book. In my book and in my life. And one of the books that I really like is by Mel Robbins, the 5-second rule. And she says just 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and then just do it. Like just don't even worry about the fear. Just go ahead and do whatever it is that, you are fearful of, and you'll feel so much better later. And another thing too is like keeping your promises. It really does hold you higher. You feel better about yourself, and you feel more confident, and fear doesn't really take a hold on you. And the next thing to do is to think about the benefits that you'll receive of acting in spite of your fear. Like I mentioned before, it just builds your self-esteem. You think you're invincible. You can go ahead and do anything because you actually stood up to your fear. Kind of reminds me of the Bible account of David and Goliath. David, he stood up to Goliath, and he triumphed because he stood up. So we can also be like that in our lives as well. And one of the things that Brendon Burchard talks about when it comes to fear, he says normally it's related to 3 things. One is loss pain, process pain, and outcome pain. And he says that loss pain, it happens when you're afraid to move ahead because you fear you'll lose something valuable. So you feel like you don't want to lose something, so you don't want to forge ahead with this fear. But and you know it. But instead of focusing on what you will lose, he says that you should flip the script and focus on what you will gain. So that's one way. The second way he talks about is process pain, and that occurs every time you try something new. And trust me, I totally understand what that is. For me, trying something new is speaking the language Portuguese. I absolutely love the language, love the culture. Been to Brazil, been to Portugal, and I do understand the language. Been learning it for a decade, but sometimes you do have fear of speaking it. But if you don't overcome that fear, then you'll never really truly become fluent. So it's just afraid of something new, something that's different, but actually it's good for you to to do those things. And the last thing he talks about is outcome pain. And he said this involves not getting the outcome you desired. Like, say, for instance, you want to start a new business and the outcome is you want to make $100,000. And in reality, you only make $100 or $10. So because of that, thinking that, oh, I'm not going to reach my goal, the outcome's going to be different, so I'm not going to do it. So that's another type of fear. But Brendan insists that people need to overwhelm their fear, overwhelm their fears. And he said, just as an army invades its enemy from every side, a person should do the same with fear, attacking it from every side. So this is just a couple of things that I want to talk about today as far as fear. And yeah, I very, very extremely happy to be coming live to you. And if you have any questions that you want me to talk about in my live streams that I'm going to be doing for this month, definitely just put a message in the comments, and I will respond to those. And also in the comments, I said my goal this year of 2019 is my year of journey to freedom, journey to financial freedom. So everything that I'm going to be learning over these next 28 days, I'm going to be putting into book form and into a course. And then I'm going to be selling that course. But one of the things that I am doing this year is being an affiliate for different products. And one of the products that I'm currently a student in is something called the Bot Academy. And basically that's a class about Facebook messenger marketing. So in the comments, you will see a link to a free webinar that Andrew Warner is going to be giving. And I definitely encourage you to go to that webinar. It is such an amazing course. You can actually start a job. You can actually start your own business with this and get a client within 4 weeks. So and that's the journey that I am on now. So please put your name in the comments and hit that link and sign up for the webinar. You will not be disappointed. So thank you so much for watching today, and tomorrow we will talk about something else that a lot of people are afraid of, which is they have doubts. So today is fear, and tomorrow we'll discuss doubts. All right, you guys, thanks so much for joining my live. I will see you on tomorrow.